16 News at 9 starts now.
People were shot overnight at a club in downtown Little Rock.
Some sort of dispute broke out between individuals that were inside. An exchange of gunfire took place.
Shots just got fired and everybody just took off running.
No mother should have to go through this. They need to put the guns down, stop the violence.
When does this gun violence in Little Rock, when does it end?
I could have possibly had to try to sit down and explain to my grandbaby why her mother wasn't coming home. You know, this is unreal.
We've got to get a handle on this. It's got to be done.
We can't let this define who we are.
Less than 24 hours ago, 25 people shot at a club in the capital city. Good evening, I'm Kevin Kelly.
And I'm Stephanie Sharp. We've been following this breaking news since 3 a.m. this morning, and here's what we know so far. The shooting happened at the Power Ultra Lounge on West 6th Street just before 2:30 this morning, the club right in the middle of downtown Little Rock.
Yeah, at least 25 people were shot, 3 others injured as they were leaving the scene. The shots rang out during a performance by a group from Memphis called Finesse 2 Times. Despite more than 30 shots being fired, no one was killed. All of the victims were sent to several hospitals in Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Conway. And according to police, the youngest of those victims, just 16 years old.
And of course, we went to get to the latest developments. Mitch McCoy, he's been following this all throughout the day, even early into the morning. He has the very latest.
Obtained 911 calls from this morning's shooting.
And understandably, several people called as shots were being fired. And here's some of what witnesses told emergency dispatchers.
Hello.
It's 911. Do you have an emergency?
I'm in power and my best friend just got shot. I don't know who's shooting. I'm security. I'm downstairs. All I hear is multiple gunshots.
Where's the person at? Where's the person at that's shooting?
They inside. They coming outside.
Yeah, man. I think that's shot.
Okay, where are you at?
I'm on the highway.
But we have somebody back in the kitchen that is shot in the leg.
Okay.
I'm applying pressure as we speak.
Okay.
Okay, listen. Is the person still shooting that's in the building?
I heard it stop and I heard some more shooting. So I'm in the building.
So I know the rapper that came in.
What was your name?
They had guns.
Did you see who did the shooting?
No, I did not.
Some powerful calls placed in 911 shortly after that. And I don't know if you noticed, but one of the callers said, I got shot, and that he was on the freeway. Several of the victims, we should tell you, have already been treated and released from the hospital.
I have asked the city attorney to immediately on Monday to initiate the process to close that place down. And I feel very confident we'll get before a judge.
Both the mayor of Little Rock and the city manager, Bruce Moore, are saying they will make sure the Power Ultra Lounge is shut down. But tonight, many questions still surrounding the club remain unanswered.
Like what was security like and who is ultimately responsible? And tonight we're looking into the club owner, Herman Lewis. So far, he hasn't answered our calls or responded to requests for comment about the shooting at his club.
Yeah, but we have learned that there appears to be court cases for debts owed against Lewis in just the past month. And it appears there may be other issues like taxes owed as well. Alcoholic beverage control officials say there have been 7 violations cited against the Power Ultra Lounge, and this is all since 2012, including multiple violations for underage drinking. ABC has suspended the lounge's mixed drink license with at least 3 potential violations at play, and Lewis will have a chance to appear at an ABC court hearing that'll take place on July 10th. Learning more tonight about the performer behind last night's performance, Finesse 2 Times. The performer's legal name is Ricky Hampton. He's based out of Memphis. And this was the poster promoting the event. And if you look closely, you can obviously see Hampton holding a gun. We searched through a number of records and found violence has broken out at many of his concerts, including another one here in the Natural State that took place in Forest City. We also have learned that warrants for his arrest from other cities have been issued. but he has not been connected to this morning's shooting. Today, the rapper took to social media to give his condolences to those injured in the gunfire, saying, quote, "Prayers go out to the innocent people and their family that came out to support me. The violence is not for the club people. We all come with one motive at the end of the day, and that's to have fun. So again, I send my condolences to the people who were hurt." Cell phone video, as you can see there, capturing the moment when those shots rang out inside the club. This morning's tragedy in the capital city causing political leaders across the state to unite with a common and important message. Pretty simple. The gun violence has to stop.
We're all praying for those that have been impacted by this, the victims and their families, but we're also looking at the larger picture of the community where we live, and this is just totally unacceptable that this kind of violence is impacting our community. It's really time that we bear additional resources to fight this kind of violence.
Governor Hutchinson and I have talked about the importance of putting together a group of both state and local officials.
And keep in mind, this shooting took place at around 2:30 this morning. That's when police responded to that nightclub. Ever since, we've had team coverage on this tragedy beginning at 3 a.m. this morning.
And Fox 16's Mitch McCoy gathering information on the investigation and getting neighborhood reaction tonight. Mitch.
Yeah, Stephanie and Kevin, crime scene investigators just left the scene here, and we're now starting to get a really good look here at what has been left behind here. This is a neighborhood, keep in mind. This is somebody's home. This is a neighborhood. This is a community. So this is what's here. It's a tragedy scene right now. You have people's clothes. You have a rug to the front entrance. You have glass littering the sidewalk where windows were broken, where people were jumping out.
All right, Mitch, thank you very much.
The shooting at the Power Ultra Lounge, by definition, marks the third mass shooting in Little Rock in the past 3 years.
Yeah, hard to believe. Our very own Marcy Manley looking through the statistics to try and get some context on mass shootings here in Arkansas as well as across the country.
Yeah, according to Gun Violence Archives, the 25 gunshot victims in Arkansas makes this the fourth largest mass shooting in the United States since 2013, and the number of mass shootings continues to climb in this country every year.
Marcy, thanks. We will wrap up our continuing coverage on the downtown Little Rock mass shooting when we come back.
The aftermath of Saturday morning's mass shooting at the Power Ultra Lounge still lingers.
All units, 86 to Crime 1 for a multiple shooting just occurred out of Little Rock.
Those caught in the crossfire now speaking out, describing the chaos.
Wait for the shots to get through. And every time you try to get up, try to run, you hear them again.
While others search for answers.
We're all in the fight together. We're all in the struggle together.
And solutions.
Stop the violence. Put the guns down. Please do.
On how to put an end to senseless violence.
25 people shot at that rap concert early Saturday morning, still recovering. And tonight, police are searching for the suspects. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Kelly.
I'm Donna Terrell. Here's a look at the shooting at Power Ultra Lounge from 3 different angles. And here's what we know so far. Of the 28 people injured Saturday at Power Ultra Lounge, only 7 victims are still in the hospital tonight. The club's owner operated his business under an expired license for nearly 7 months, although typically businesses are not shut down for that.
As for the rapper, Ricky Hampton, also known as Finesse 2 times, has been arrested in Alabama on federal weapons charges for a previous incident in Forest City. Little Rock detectives interviewed Hampton today in Alabama. Meanwhile, tonight, one of the mass shooting victims speaking out, sharing her story of survival.
Fox 16's Jonathan Roselle talked to Dominique McClendon about what people were willing to do to make it out of that club alive. She fell to the ground hoping it would spare her from getting hit. She says she was at the front of the stage when bullets started flying. She hoped that they would just be a couple of shots, but she said the gunfire seemed to be endless, so she dropped to the floor with other people.
They were still shooting and I felt the gunshot wound hit my side. They had stopped shooting and then everybody had tried to get up and run, but I couldn't move fast enough.
Well, she then took a chance and she rushed downstairs and outside. When she made it to her car, she drove herself to the hospital. She says she hopes to have surgery soon to remove the bullet that's still there.
Violet Brazil, another victim, was standing by the exit inside Power Ultra Lounge when those shots were fired. She was able to run outside. It wasn't until she got in her car that she realized she had been shot. A bullet passed right through her knee.
When I turned around, the dude that was in front of me, I seen him get shot in his shoulder. If he wasn't in front of me, I would have got hit in my face.
Brazil says she often promotes parties at the nightclub, and she says she knew the rapper performing Finesse 2 times personally. She says she does not believe the rapper had anything to do with the shooting. Brazil says she's expected to make a full recovery, but it's going to take at least a month for her to get back on her feet.
Well, coming up, we learn more about the nightclub's owner and how he ran his business before it was shut down.
To see that we were in an era when people were beginning to press changes.
September 4th, 1957, 9 African-American students attempted to make their way into Central High School, but the National Guard and crowds of protesters kept them out. 19 days later, the group of young, frightened teenagers passed by an angry mob and slipped into the school through a side door, but they were removed by police by lunchtime, fearing the angry mobs would eventually storm the school. But 2 days later, on September 25th, 1957, a historic day, the infamous Little Rock Nine finally entered the doors of Central High School. Today, the surviving members gathered once again to mark the beginning of several events leading up to Monday's 60th anniversary. They took time to remember, reflect, and encourage others that while a lot has been accomplished, there is still more that needs to be done. 60 years ago, the Little Rock Nine were given a military escort as they walked into Central High amid angry mobs. But today, they were greeted with rounds of applause. The group spending an hour reflecting on what happened September 25th, 1957.
I was just excited to be going to my new high school, the high school that I passed every day going another mile away to my black junior senior high school.
And here were grown men with arms, weapons, telling me, a child, that I am not allowed to go to school.
Pictures
that show us standing there. You couldn't see our bodies shaking. You couldn't see the fear. But we were very composed.
They also spoke about 2017. Dr. Terrence Roberts hesitating to use the word progress.
So I think a more apt question would be, when are we going to acknowledge that we still have a tremendous amount of work to do, rather than focus on that concept of progress?
For this group, it's the 60th anniversary of change, although some challenges remain.
We're still discussing this question that was discussed 60 years ago. And that annoys me. But I never let annoyances take me down. I just smile and say, get them gloves out, baby. Pass them on.
With every step they took that day, the 19s eventually paved a path for equality.
Wow, that September dates were searing, and we didn't anticipate that all of this would be an outcome. I think I speak for everybody that we're proud to be a Little Rock Nine.
Members of the Little Rock Nine also taking time today to witness the unveiling of a sculpture in their honor. The United sculpture now stands proudly in front of Central High School. It shows two figures not completely interlocked but connected. The incomplete rings representing that there is still progress to be made. Ernest Green, a member of the Little Rock Nine, shared his thoughts with us this afternoon.
What I hope that students that are presently enrolled here see the Central High experience as a real opportunity.
Clay Enoch, by the way, designed the sculpture after winning a competition in 2016. And Fox 16 News will recognize the 60th anniversary of the Little Rock Nine this Monday on a special edition of Fox 16's Good Day. Donna and I will be reporting live from Central High School from 7 to 9 a.m. Monday is the final observance of an action-packed weekend of activities with former President Bill Clinton as the keynote speaker. You can also interact with us on social media using the hashtag Central60. And keep this in mind, if you're at Central as we speak, Monday morning we have a Fox 16, we have a tool that will help you document the day. You're looking at it right now. If you are on the Central High campus, you will have access to a special Snapchat filter presented by Fox 16, and this is what the filter will look like. We can't wait to share your posts from the anniversary celebration. Also, this Sunday night on Fox 16's Facebook Live, UCA professor Dr. Donna Stevens shows a side of the Central High crisis you haven't seen. Her documentary, The Crisis Mr. Faubus Made, shows the role an Arkansas newspaper played in the Central High crisis. Be sure to watch live Sunday night at 8 on Fox 16's Facebook page, and be sure to leave your comments after watching it.
And Facebook.
The most intimate details of our personal relationship can happen through technology these days. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Kelly.
I'm Donna Terrell. Women across the country and, of course, right here in Arkansas are learning there are privacy risks to digital intimacy. In fact, about half of the women between 15 and 30 have taken and shared intimate photos by phone, and some people are exploiting that. And what we're finding are gaps in the law that still leave victims exposed, and the majority of them, women and children.
Yeah, Fox 16 investigates websites where anonymous users trade and collect explicit photos of women. Marcy Manley found some were sent to intimate partners, while others were hacked from private accounts.
I was mad at the world. You don't get over something like that. They killed my boys. It's not a day go by that you don't think about it.
It's hard enough to lose one child. Imagine losing 3 to murder. 3 sons killed over a time span of 8 years. Their father, Earl Williams' emotions have gone from anger and revenge to heartache and sorrow. His story told with the help of country music singer Zach Dunlap. It's tonight's Unsolved Spotlight.
Lord have mercy. You just don't know.
3
3 of Earl Williams' sons were murdered between 2005 and 2013.
They killed my boys.
Like the lyrics from this country music song, he grieves every day.
My sunshine through the darkness, shine your light on me. Even though you're not here now, it's your love I see.
I tried to tell my boys, you know, you don't have friends. They ain't bleeding the blood you bleed, then you don't have friends. You have people you know. And all my sons were killed by they so-called friends. I was mad. I was mad at the world. I was mad at God. I was mad at everybody. And I wanted people to feel like I felt. I wanted them to hurt like I hurt.
And your love will always be.
Sometimes I think I'm going out of my mind, but you know, I know that God didn't bring me this far to drop me off.
Since Earl's first son, Earl Jr., was killed, there have been 490 homicides in Little Rock since 2006. Of those, less than a third, 127, remain unsolved. Little comfort to a man looking to rid his darkest days.
My sunshine through the darkness.
Well, guys, we finally get to see the TV camera.
Even though you're not here now, it's your love I see.
Just keep watching over us. It's gonna be okay. The day is coming. We'll get justice.
And your love will always be my sunshine through the darkness.
Earl Williams says he's still waiting for a conviction in 2 of his son's deaths. He told me the organization Parents of Murdered Children have helped him immensely, although he still has health problems that he blames on the killings. I want to thank Zach Dunlap. He wrote those lyrics specifically for this story, and there's much more to the song. You can watch it on our website, fox16.com. Just go to our homepage. In the midst of the chaos in Vegas, people were really trying to help each other. As Mr. Rogers says, when you see scary things in the news, you look for helpers.
Yeah, in fact, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders got emotional as she briefed reporters on what happened during the massacre.
Sanders' voice eventually began to shake as she spoke, describing the many acts of heroism and those killed and injured in the attack.
One man, 29-year-old Sonny Melton, had traveled from Tennessee to Las Vegas for the concert with his wife, Heather. When the bullets began raining down from above, Sonny shielded her from danger, selflessly giving up his life to save hers. They'd been married for just over a year. Others risked their own lives to save people that they had never met. Mike McGarry of Philadelphia laid on top of students at the concert to protect them from the gunfire. They're 20, I'm 53, he said, and I've lived a good life. Lindsay Padgett and her fiance Mike J fled for cover during the attack and immediately returned to the scene with their pickup truck to help transport the wounded to nearby hospitals. Gail Davis, who was attending the concert with her husband, said she owes her life to a brave police officer who instinctively served as a human shield, protecting her from harm. Sadly, multiple police officers, both on duty and off duty, were among those killed or injured. But what these people did for each other says far more about who we are as Americans than the cowardly acts of a killer ever could. The Gospel of John reminds us that there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for a friend. The memory of those who displayed the ultimate expression of love in the midst of an unimaginable act of hate will never fade. Their examples will serve as an eternal reminder that the American spirit cannot and will not ever be broken. In the days ahead, we will grieve as a nation, we will honor the memory of those lost as a nation, and we will come together, united as one nation, under God, and indivisible.